Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Of the Devil, episode 2. Kat and I are here, finishing the trial, maybe? But the witness never showed, so that's
Yeah, I think we did finish the trial, and now we're, like, in the back
Well, I think
area
we're in the
to
lobby, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe lobby, yeah.
We're
just,
out of the
like,
courtroom.
intermission?
Yeah, I
Because
guess.
nothing's decided.
Right.
So, Aria?
I would assume Aurea?
So, Aria Holdings is not part of House Icaria? No, it is. House Icaria is comprised of the literal Icaria family, the Icaria Financial Group, and Aria Holdings. But each of those parts is a separate identity from the others. That is very confusing. No, well, yes, it can be confusing, but it protects us. Protects the IFG? No, protects the house from itself. If everyone in the Icaria family was a member of the IFG and the IFG was called the Icaria family, that'd be much simpler. I know it'd be simpler, but that's...
Who the hell is this guy to keep Rockford waiting?
Oh. She's getting upset for Emma? Are you addressing your question to me? I've never met the man.
Well, he's met you. Smacked you upside the head and cuffed you.
If you say so. I told you, I don't remember anything after I walked out of that holding room.
Chime in at any time.
Apologies, Adonai. I was just trying to answer your question. Who the hell is Officer Rogers?
You find his socials or something?
I found a news story attached to a live feed. He's shaking hands with some men at the top of some stairs.
Right now? What's the headline?
City council members thank heroic officer for his service.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
How can it?
Emma's outranked. If the politicians decided now was the time to do photo ops, she doesn't have the pull to go against them.
Are Officer Chopin's parents there? Yes, both of his fathers were present.
Adoptive fathers.
What does that matter? Are you trying to make me feel better? Adoptive or not, they are his parents, and their pain is real.
Of course.
He's adopted too. Like, you know what? Why would Morgan think that was reassuring? Or a weird point?
I think Morgan, especially based on what she's about to say, I think she's kind of saying, this is like a performative, like they're being performative, I think is.
Yeah, could be, I guess.
Unless she has something in her past with adoptive parents, we don't really know.
Yeah, we don't really know anything about her.
Yeah.
Very little.
But that pain would be equally real if they weren't expressing it in front of those cameras, don't you think? If you're feeling guilty, Sasuke, please get it out of your system before the trial resumes.
I don't feel guilty. Even if I did kill that officer, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. But that doesn't make it right. Taking a life. Parents having to outlive their children.
What if the parents are immortal? Then what?
Well, then there's a different issue altogether.
Yeah.
Why didn't you make your kid immortal? I mean,
yeah.
Assuming
maybe they didn't.
It's not vampires, but you know.
Maybe they didn't like their kid. They're like, no, no immortality for you.
No, you get to die.
Yeah. And here I thought you'd be all about filial piety. You telling me you wouldn't take a bullet for your patriarch? Daisuke?
Of course I would.
And force him to outlive his son? How could you?
Adopted son from a branch family. That doesn't matter.
Do I need to point out how badly you're contradicting yourself?
He is kind of contradicting himself there. Daisuke Ikaria could have let me waste away when the rest of the Hayakawa branch was killed. Instead, he placed me at the right hand of power, a seat of honor.
A subservient seat.
All seats are subservient.
Not the one at the top.
I didn't know the rest of your birth family died, Sasuke. Retaliation for the fall of the leaves.
Quite the dignified way to refer to the Ikaria killing all those blue bloods 30 years ago. Anyway, it was my understanding that that was a complete and total victory. The kind that left the blue bloods incapable of counterattacking.
Very nearly so. So you disapprove of what happened 30 years ago, Sasuke? Of course not. The barbarity of the house's enemies left it with no other choice but to act.
No way out, huh? By the way, I was asked to pass along a message to you. If you're given a way out, take it.
Who told you that?
Well,
interesting that we get the option to tell him.
Well, it was Mirai.
Yeah. Did she tell us not to say it, or?
No, she told us to pass along the message. So I don't think it...
Okay.
I don't think she said... Don't tell him that it was me.
Yeah, then I would just say it was her.
Yeah,
if she
I
didn't
definitely
say,
wouldn't
like...
want to say it came from Makoto.
No, yeah, because, like... Well, I guess if something comes from Makoto, he's more likely to do it, right?
Right.
But, like...
I don't know
I
his
don't know
relationship
how much more
is.
authority she has.
Right. But I don't know. If we don't say anything... If we don't say who... First of all, we just shouldn't have brought it up. But the fact that we did bring it up, if we won't say, that's kind of like... It might make him not trust us. You know what I mean? To be like, I'm not telling you who told me that. So...
Yeah, that seems like a weird thing to say.
Yeah. She said her name was Mirai.
Ooh, okay.
Who is she?
Was it just a test of...
Did we remember? Maybe.
Yeah, like you get chips if you remember.
Well, good thing we did.
Yeah. A powerful member of the house on the side of Aurea.
Slow down, loose lips. I didn't ask for her whole life story.
It's probably important. What? Oh, sarcasm. Sorry, I'm just surprised. Surprised that she would take a personal interest in the outcome of this affair.
So did that message mean anything to you? I get maybe Morgan told him because she was curious of like his
what it means.
Huh?
What it means?
What it means, but maybe like she was curious about Mirai herself and like her position and her relationship to him. Because we didn't really get a lot of information from her.
Right.
Hey, G-Jam. Hey, Hero. Have we created any more corpses? No. Not yet.
Probably won't. It would get us suspected.
There are a lot of corpses already.
I mean, true. I'm not sure.
You're a terrifically helpful client. You know that?
There's something you should know about me, Morgan.
I'm a bad boy.
About the Hound of Ikaria. I didn't earn that title as a bodyguard or a head of security. And I didn't learn how to kill in the military. The Hound of Ikaria is the house's personal assassin.
Okay.
Honestly, that's not that different.
No, but also you kind of fucked everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sasuke.
Oh.
What happened to the House of Icaria being refined? I don't know why Morgan's even remotely surprised by that. It's like, yeah.
She seems actually like a little shook.
Yeah. Elevated above their criminal past.
Maybe she's like, maybe he could get me in.
She can take over. She's the new hound.
Yeah, she'll get it done.
Yeah.
The house is elevated. That status has granted it more enemies than ever. Enemies that need to be taken out silently, but undeniably. Undeniably?
So she probably was saying, like, telling him to maybe, you know,
kill himself?
Yeah. As, you know, like, we don't want this to reflect poorly on us, and we don't want people to know that you were our assassin.
A save face thing. Yeah. What I do is send messages. They need to be received by the right people, and they need to know who it's from.
You kill so that the other houses and the nobility know it was the hound.
But can't prove that House Icaria was responsible. Their own pride over being able to handle things internally and their humiliation at being outplayed ensures the deaths stay out of the papers.
So the entire police force can descend on a jaywalker caught by a reflection off of a dash cam. But the nobility gets to wave off the surveillance state with a perfumed handkerchief, flaunting how the rules don't apply to them. Like I thought, a very pure expression of power. So all that talk of you being Makoto's head of security, that was all
true. I have been Makoto's head of security for the past year.
Did your courier business dry up?
Circumstances around Makoto had changed. I was asked to step in and fill a role.
And what you said about guarding the previous heir, waving your katana around as soon as you could walk?
The circumstances were different then, too.
Why tell me now?
Because now that I've seen her, I don't think Rockford will have missed it.
No, why didn't you tell me yesterday, the first time we met, when I could have actually prepared for this?
Yeah.
Clearly you've got some deeply held desire to rot in prison, since you won't help me win this case. But what happened in the last 5 minutes that you suddenly got cold feet?
The message.
I guess,
Adonai.
yeah.
Yesterday, I thought you were just some outsider, in over their head, who would surely drown if they knew who they were defending. Today, I think you're an outsider, in over their head, who could stay afloat with a lifeline. She's not amused.
Thanks for the heads up. 5 minutes notice really comes in handy when your client asks you to catch a bullet. Excuse me.
Oh, she's fucking pissed.
She is pissed.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too, Sarah. I can't imagine you're pleased to be defending a self-confessed killer. Well, this is awkward. If only Sarah knew. I don't know what you went through when you were a soldier. And I have no idea what you've gone through as an assassin. Yesterday, Adonai suggested I shouldn't speak about those kind of things, since I have no experience with them. I don't know if she's right about that. But soldiers and assassins do exist in this world. And they are still people. And I think I would be sad if I couldn't talk to any of them. She's so innocent. On a related note, also she thinks you're hot. Could you catch a bullet, Sasuke Icaria? No, Sarah. But you're a cybernetically enhanced martial artist. Bullets are very fast. That is true. I could probably catch an arrow if I knew it was coming. He did deflect the dart. Tell me more. We're gonna go to like Morgan freaking out in the bathroom.
Morgan like murders someone.
Yeah. She needs to relieve some stress.
Yeah.
Courtroom 48D.
So you and your partner were the second officers to arrive on the scene.
Oh, are we gonna cross-examine them?
Yeah, I guess. That's correct, ma'am. When the 10999 went out, my partner and I were relatively center city. We were within jogging distance of the site after an elevator ride, so we proceeded on foot.
Roger still hasn't shown. Emma must have rushed to London to adjust to the reshuffled docket.
Yeah.
I assume he was rushed. He does seem somewhat distracted.
We
I wonder
arrived
if
on the...
he seems like he knows something. Or like more than...
He always feels... Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he definitely plays aloof and such, but he knows so much, I think.
Yeah.
Based on his attitude. We arrived on the premises at 10:21 p.m. At 10:27 p.m., we assisted Officer Rogers in completing his arrest of the subject.
What did that involve? Reading rights to an unconscious man.
That's a good bit. We helped Rogers finish cuffing the suspect, is what I meant.
Why did he need help?
Good question. His hands were shaking. Gee, I wonder, because he just did a murder? I guess they're going to play it as because he lost his partner. He saw his partner
I'm
die,
sure that's how they're going to play it. He was emotional. He lost his partner.
Yeah, it's so hard to witness your partner die when you kill him. Anyway.
Your witness, counselor.
Oh,
I'd like to ask London why he wasn't explicit about all this yesterday. But complaining about a detective not being forthcoming with the defense isn't exactly a winning strategy. He didn't hesitate to show me his involvement with the mafias yesterday. What's he got left to hide?
Great question.
Why were you nearby? How do you clear the building? Were your body cams on?
Oh.
I feel like that would be the most important.
That's important. Like,
because
I feel like at least whatever answer he has is important.
Because how'd you clear the building, I don't think is... like, it doesn't really matter. Why were you nearby? He explained. He just said...
Yeah, he just said they were the closest.
Yeah, they were already center city. And, like, I mean, unless we don't believe him, but I don't... Right now, we don't really have a reason.
They were probably just handling something else, yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have a reason to question that. But, like, the body cam thing is important. Because if their body cams were on, that could... we would need that footage.
Yeah, and why wasn't it shown?
Dumb question, detective, but did you have your body camera on?
Officers aren't required to turn on body cameras when responding to an emergency, counselor.
Didn't answer that question.
And detectives aren't required to wear body cams at all. Oh.
Like I said, dumb question.
What about your partner? Well, what would
I don't see
why
the
would
harm in
Reyes? Well, I just don't know why Reyes would have hers on, but when London said he didn't have his on, and they're not required to because both of them are detectives, I believe.
I don't see the harm in asking, though. Because we're not pushing him about his. We're just asking about Reyes.
True. What's the other one say? Out of curiosity.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I think you just go back.
Yeah.
But
the only harm is that he'd be like, I said detectives, and then we like...
Yeah, but he didn't He didn't specifically say... He didn't say either of them. He just said...
he just was very...
He kind of deflected a little. He was like,
yeah, he's very vague about it. Like,
yeah.
He didn't answer confirm for him or Reyes.
No, he didn't, because he was
So,
like, they're not required to wear them or turn them on. It's like,
Right.
okay, but did you? Did you have
That's
them?
not what I asked.
That's not what I asked, yeah.
So, like, I don't disagree that it's a good question. I just worry that the game's going to be like, well, it's the same thing. But yeah.
Well, let's see.
YOLO.
Because I feel like he was too vague.
He definitely was. And
so
he
I'm
didn't
hoping we'll get more
say-
info.
Yeah, it's like too passive about saying I don't have it on, basically. But
Yeah. Also,
weird
real quick, we should probably look.
Oh,
Okay, so we got
Sato.
Sato. She likes brushed metal, grilled fish, and cardamom. She dislikes frame interpolation, split ends in surveys, splurges on live show tickets.
I need to know what frame interpolation.
And then a very specific green color. It's her favorite. Terms. Withdraw. Lawyer. To retract a comment to indicate the jury should disregard it in their deliberation. Either voluntarily or in response to an objection sustained by a judge, attorney may withdraw their comments. Officially, juries are to disregard any comments that have been withdrawn and should not take them into consideration when evaluating the evidence, witnesses, or charges laid before them.
So, frame, or at least video frame interpolation, is a technique used to generate immediate frames between existing frames in a video, making it appear smoother.
Yeah.
So she likes that, apparently.
Okay, well, let's try pressing.
Hello. Might as well.
But, by any chance, did your partner have a body camera going? Perhaps out of a characteristic abundance of respect for the rules?
Matter of fact, I believe she did. Hey!
Well, interesting that you didn't bring that up.
Yeah. Interesting avoidance of that answer.
So, of the first 4 of our city's brave policemen to arrive at the scene of a crime, only one of them thought to turn their body camera on?
Yeah, the one that is about rules. It's my understanding that Rogers couldn't turn his on, as it had broken earlier in the week. How convenient.
Well, convenient, isn't it?
Yep.
Especially if he was planning to murder his partner. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Worried it'll pull an Ace Attorney? I'm always worried that. Listen, how many fucking times an Ace Attorney is it like, oh, the autopsy report? Oh, that's outdated. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Every time.
Here's the new one. You're like, shut up.
Yeah.
And Tariq Chopin?
I don't know why he didn't have his on.
Did the partner...
Did he not have it on, or was it destroyed? Because
That's
he
what I
would.
wonder.
Because he's like Reyes.
He was like Golden Boy.
Yeah, so he would have turned
He probably
his on.
would have
So
had it
I
on.
think his partner.
So, yeah, I wonder if it's going to be missing or destroyed or something. Because if the partner did it, he absolutely would have gotten rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stickler for the rules. Exactly. So he definitely would have had his on unless there was some reason he couldn't.
Yup.
Does Emma know? Does Officer Rogers? I bet Rogers knows.
Yeah. Okay. I mean...
Okay, so we got that. He did already answer, why were you nearby? And I don't think
He didn't say
lying.
why. He just said he was nearby. They didn't...
No, they
They
didn't.
just happened to be.
Well, they were
Oh,
in the
did they?
area, is what he said.
Yeah,
Like, they were
but he
already
didn't say
there.
why they were. So I guess this is just like figuring out what him and Reyes were up to. I don't think it's important though, like
I
to
don't
the case.
either.
It might give us a little info, but we don't press because I feel like pressing isn't necessary for that. But we've also lost chips doing that shit, so I don't know. But how'd you clear the building is more relevant.
Okay, you want to go for
I think
that?
it would go somewhere personally.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any information on that, whereas he did at least answer this already.
Yeah.
See, this one, I feel like he'd be like, already said.
Yeah, it's possible too.
Okay. How did you and your partner go about clearing the building?
I took point and my partner covered me, checking the rooms behind us as we went. It was tense, searching the rooms with that racket blaring from upstairs.
You were still
Interesting
searching
that it
for
was still going.
suspects, even though there was a 10999 on the 3rd floor.
Rogers had already reported the manner of his partner's death, counselor. We weren't gonna run upstairs to try and defibrillate. I wonder
Yeah.
if he had called in before he actually killed his partner. Because why would he still be blaring the music? Or maybe he was still setting up. I don't know.
Maybe he just didn't bother to turn it off?
Possible. Just very strange.
I don't know. How was that report made?
Overcomes around 10:17 p.m. Okay.
Hold on. Wait, not here. Profiles. I was curious if we had a time of death. That would be an evidence.
We did,
autopsy.
but
okay, this says 10:14.
yeah, because I was like, we did because we realized it was like 25 minutes later, but I couldn't remember why we knew.
Yeah. Okay, so his biomonitor reported the cardiac activity stopped at 10:14. So that's got to be correct, I would think, because it's a biomonitor. It's not what Rogers said.
Right.
And it said he called it in at 10:17, so it was 3 minutes.
So he had already killed him then.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. Good check.
Is it common practice to separate from one another when responding to a 10999?
It's one of several valid approaches the department advises in critical scenarios.
Did you ever lose sight of your partner? But like, I don't know where we're
I'm
going.
not suspecting Reyes. Like,
no, and where would we go with that line of questioning? Unless we're supposed to pursue.
Unless it's like kind of being like, you might have lost sight of your partner, and so did he. But like, I don't know. But at the same time, the whole point is that he lost sight of his partner. Like, why was he ever separated from his partner?
Mm-hmm.
Is basically the question. Like, why would he have left Chopin unattended at any point?
Also, the other thing
maybe
is,
it's leading to that, but
well, the other thing is, if he did lose sight of his partner, we would have her cam footage. So maybe that's important.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we never get the special blue question to ask if we don't press the right thing. But
no, I think it just
don't
takes.
See how the other one.
I think if you stay, you just go back to the 3 questions at the
three,
beginning.
right? But I don't see how the other one is more of one to press.
Yeah, I guess we can.
And I'll be mad about it if it is.
I guess we can press this one and see where Morgan takes it.
Yeah.
Did you ever lose sight of your partner?
I might have.
So she might have lost sight of you.
Speculation, Your Honor.
If I can't see you, you can't see me. That's not speculation, Your Honor, just grade school logic.
Humu?
Humu.
Overruled. Ooh, overruled. Spill the deets, witness. Yes, me and my partner were separated as we cleared the building. For more than a minute, I'd say.
Interesting. So I guess that I'm going to assume that's where we're going, is that we either need to question Reyes or get the footage from her body cam.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us all of that to chew on, Detective London.
Come on, give me a break. I was trying to be helpful.
No, I mean it.
Oh.
Blackjack.
Hell yeah.
I'm especially interested to hear you describe how my client was unconscious and helped by the time he first appeared on any body cam, or helpless, by the time he first appeared on any body cam. Oh, wait, because he was like, wasn't he beaten up?
Yeah.
So
and he was unconscious when she gave him all of his stuff to escape and such. But then he said he lost consciousness again?
yeah, he He did, but remember, wasn't there signs of bruising that like the police beat him up?
Oh, that they beat him up.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm wondering if they're
Yes.
trying to cover that up of like who
For
did
sure.
that. So maybe that's why he was being evasive.
Maybe.
Shall we review that footage together? I wonder if we can pinpoint exactly how many wounds he received in between his arrest and when his mugshot was taken. Aha, yeah. So that's why she is trying to get that.
Yep.
Redirect, Your Honor.
Really? What is she doing now? The prosecution called Detective London as their witness and asked their questions. Adonai just had the chance to ask her own questions during the cross-examination. After the cross-examination, the people can redirect if they have additional questions for the witness. So it isn't just one for them and one for us?
More like an eye for an eye for an eye until justice is blind and bloody. She wants another round. Why? Just stalling?
Detective London. Are you aware of an ongoing police investigation for a figure known as the Hound of Icaria?
There it is.
Okay, well, she didn't say heartbreak, so that's good.
Yeah, fair. Woo, dodged a bullet.
Yeah, seriously.
Or like Red Hood or something, like if she had pulled that out of her pocket.
Not stalling. Approach, Your Honor.
Wait, do I finally get to say the line? Hold on, this is happening too fast. Okay. Oh-ho. So you're a prawn? What? What's that word?
I think she was saying like, so you're like as if she was gonna say, so you're approaching
and
they're already here.
Okay. I was like trying so hard to be like, what the fuck is a prawn? And I've never heard it before.
That's new slang.
Yeah, I mean, in this. So you're and they're already here.
This Hound of Icaria is obviously some kind of case file that the Organized Crimes Department is working on. Detective London isn't qualified to speak on it.
Homicide, organized crimes. Is there that big a difference?
Depends on the career of the witness in question. Detective London, for example, spent 6 years in the Organized Crimes Unit.
You what?
You didn't know that?
Where are you taking this, Emma?
I hate to admit it, but I think I need spoilers as well. Spoilers? If you ask him about this, what's he gonna say?
That the Hound of Icaria is an assassin who leaves calling cards at each of his kills, terrorizing the house's perceived enemies without shame. And that the lead suspect in those cases is a man around Sasuke's age and height. Not weight.
And weight. They're like, yes, he looks like he's about 180 pounds.
Yeah. Give or take.
So are we gonna have to like prove or try to prove that he's not the Hound? Like, is that where we're...
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, like, that's
going?
not what this is about, though.
Well, I think she's trying to make the jury, like, unsympathetic to him.
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
since she knows that there was police brutality.
Yeah.
With gray-blue hair about its spine. And a large tattoo of a dog across his back.
Sasuke, you vain son of a bitch. You got made with your shirt off?
He sneezes. Bless you.
You cannot let the jury hear that, Your Honor.
But I really want to.
If organized crimes wanted to arrest Sasuke, they should have done so already. He's on trial here today for these 5 counts and nothing else.
The defense has once again... Oh, nope. This is not...
The defense has once again claimed that their client is merely some veteran who's been victimized by greater forces. But the police believe that he's in fact the deadliest soldier the Akaria have at their disposal. That's not irrelevant.
No, it's just prejudicial as hell.
Ugh. Girls fighting. Girl same. But obeying the legal precedent. But the tension, the human drama.
He'll just be giving a summary. The case file won't enter the record.
So you won't even give me the chance to object to the evidence? Your Honor, if you do this, the jury will be spoiled within seconds, and I'll have my client served up a mistrial before the day's through.
And some other lucky adjutant will get to have all the rest of the fun. I've severed the jury's feed for the time being.
I guess she's allowed to do that?
I guess. I'd like to hear exactly what the witness has to say before ruling on this testimony's inclusion.
But Your Honor, the gallery
is not your concern, nor a concern of justice. This trial will remain open to the public until such a time as I or the state feel it shouldn't be. Decision made.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What just happened?
The jury is going to take a bathroom break. Emma will get to ask her questions, but in all likelihood, the adjutant will make sure they never hear the answers.
So we aren't any worse off?
Sasuke might be.
What do you mean?
This gallery is filled to the brim with cops. They all think he killed Chopin. If London regales us all with tales of the Hound's exploits on top of that.
Don't worry, Sasuke. They can't do anything to you here. Because we're in a courtroom. I won't spend the rest of my life in this room, Sarah. And even if I could, I wouldn't.
Detective London, if you would. Please testify as to the...
Oh, for real?
Your Honor?
Not her switch light. What now? Hey, Rockford. That witness guy who flaked on you and made you look dumb?
Yes?
He's finally here.
Oh. So are we gonna skip London?
Good question.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no more questions for the witness at this time.
Really? But The redirect fizzles out. Counselor, you want to snap it up?
No, Your Honor.
Dang, Detective London. Nobody wants to talk to your ass. Poor London. Miss Rockford let it go.
That makes me suspicious. Why?
Yeah, she's really wanting the cop
Yeah.
here. Oh, hi, Bear.
She doesn't hold anything back in the courtroom, but only because that's what gives her the greatest chance of victory. If the jury wouldn't hear it either way, and she has no need to stall for time, she won't stoke the coals for the fun of it. So I guess because the jury wouldn't hear it, she's like, there's no point now.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe she was just using it as, like, stalling at that point.
Yeah, I think she was just stalling. Or at least it was her backup plan for if that guy didn't show up. Because I think he's more important to her.
Must be.
So, if you hadn't fought against that redirect up to the very last moment... Bullet caught, huh?
Yeah, nothing impressive about putting my arm between the gun and my...
Heart?
I was gonna say stomach.
The analogy seems weaker, somehow. Okay.
Okay, so we're finally gonna meet Rogers. See what he has to say.
Yeah. Is this a good point to take a quick break, or should we wait till?
No, go ahead. Welcome back.
And I have ice cream, so I will try to do that in between. There he is. I don't want to meet him.
The man of the hour. The hero who put a stop to the Hound of Ikaria and brought justice to the city over the loss of its favored son, Tariq Chopin.
Oh.
Not what I expected.
At all. Yep, which is probably intentional.
Yeah.
Patrol Officer Rogers reporting for duty.
Reminds me a little bit of the one officer in Ace Attorney. I think it was the first game. Maybe.
You don't have to say that.
Sorry. Then just, reporting for duty.
Meekins. That's right, DJM. Yeah, Meekins.
Oh, fucking Meekins.
Yeah. So, like, already he's sort of giving off this, like, nervous energy. And I don't know if that's a front where it's going to be like, I never did anything. I never would have stabbed him.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's meant to be.
Like, if it's
he's
an
gonna
act.
have, like, yeah, he's gonna have his Phoenix Wright moment where he's just like, you're
Throws
like,
his
there's
wig.
the killer. Yeah.
Name and occupation.
Patrol Officer Hugh Rogers. Occupation.
Huey.
Patrol Officer.
Huey.
Oh, what'd I say?
You just said
Hugh.
Hugh, I think, but like
Hugh Rogers.
that also
Huey
makes
Rogers.
that also makes him sound more or like less aggressive. Like
yeah.
Huey, you know what I mean?
Right. Former partner of Tariq Chopin. Apologies for earlier.
It's fine. The court understands that the city council had need of you.
When I said my name wrong, won't happen again.
And your tardiness.
What's that?
Being hours late to this trial.
Did I not set a reminder? Oh. Does seeing him here in the flesh jog your memory at all? No, not at all.
I think this guy would be pretty hard to forget.
You must have sustained quite the concussion then.
As an appetizer. From what I saw, he's lucky nothing important leaked out of his ears.
Shall we begin, Officer Rogers?
Right. From where?
The start?
Oh. Well, it was a pretty boring, normal night. Me and Chopin were just driving our route, windows down. He was always getting car sick if the windows weren't down. Then around 9:45 or so, my partner heard shots fired. So off we went.
What does that mean?
Well, shots echo down in the lower wards, so I wasn't too sure about the direction. But my partner was confident that it'd have something to do with the Blue Bloods. That area is a known hotspot. As we neared the street, we saw people slinking away from it. We got the message. People can sense that kind of trouble, even when they don't know it. Something bad had gone down and no one wanted anything to do with it. Front door wouldn't budge. I peeked around into the alley, but the fire escape was out of commission. Then my partner, shot clean through the door handle.
Chopin was that determined to get inside based on some echoed gunshots and a few context clues?
Yeah.
Suppose context clues are most of what I used to find the place too, but
So when you arrived, the only way into the building was locked?
Yeah, so we had a strong reason to believe the shooter was still in the vicinity. I was in favor of waiting for backup at this point, but my partner, he was convinced that the place was dead empty already. Dead empty.
Why was he
So he
convinced of
was,
that?
yeah. So he was moving a good bit faster than me right up until we got to the second floor and we heard a loud slam.
That must have been Morgan leaving. Maybe?
Probably.
Or could it have been Sasuke, like if he
Actually getting out of the bathroom? But why would
Yeah.
he slam it?
I don't know. Like, would Morgan slam the window shut?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you try to be quiet? Also, wasn't the
would think.
TV on or
I think Morgan was confused because she left the TV off. So she was like, why is it on? Why do they keep mentioning it's on? I thought.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I'm just curious, like, if she did leave and like left if she left, why would she slam the window? Because I think she went through the window, didn't she?
I don't remember.
Or
He did say the fire escape was out of commission. It's not that it's out of commission. It's that it just doesn't reach down, right?
As if
I
Morgan
wonder if
wouldn't just
that's-
jump off.
Yeah, that
mean,
might
it's-
be what we need to like press, but I don't know. I don't remember.
What kind of slam?
Like slam? Come on and slam.
I was thinking that too.
Like salam. Or like slam. Okay. I don't know. It was loud though. And Chopin gets all deadly serious and insists I stay, and he goes ahead. Why? Up to the third floor. After a bit, he yelled down to me saying everyone was dead, so I should come and join him. That's when I heard another heavy thud.
Another heavy thud.
I didn't know it was the sound of my partner's body hitting the floor.
So he claims that he didn't see it happen.
Yeah,
and
so
wasn't
like,
in the room.
It's either him or it's the person looking for the mask that framed him, Sasuke.
You mean a different
like,
person we haven't met yet?
The huntsman, I think they said. Yeah.
I had another idea.
Yeah.
Or a possibility. I'm just throwing it out there. I really don't have much evidence or anything for it, but I was just thinking of like who else could have done it if it wasn't Rogers. And I just had that thought of like what if he had drugs in his, like what if he overdosed or something?
Who? Chopin.
Chopin. Yeah. I mean, you'd think that would show up on a tox.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they... I don't know if we got one of those because he was stabbed. So...
Right.
I don't know. I just wondered because he was like, oh, he always had the windows down because he got sick. And then he like ran ahead. So I was like, was he here before? Like, did he know the Blue Bloods somehow?
Yeah. That's possible.
Like, I don't know.
And
like it's just one of those weird things where like Rogers was like his parents can't know he was doing drugs, so he like stabbed him. I don't know. It's like,
yeah, it's bad for the politics.
Like I said, I don't have any evidence. I was just trying to think of like some other way that he could have died without Rogers being the one to kill him, unless there's another party that we just don't know of, which is possible. But how long? Like, I don't know if we established when Morgan left. Like, how long was it between Morgan leaving and then them showing up? You know what I mean? For another person to get in there and kill him.
Right. But I put two and two together, and when I saw that man there standing over him,
Let the record show that the witness has finally identified the defendant.
If you heard a noise at a crime scene, the natural conclusion would be that you were not alone. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Hmm.
But if Chopin thought that they weren't alone, why would he insist on splitting up? Yep.
Hmm.
I mean, it could be any of them. I don't think to avoid escape. But I've been wrong before. I don't know. This is like, it could literally be any of them.
If he thought they weren't alone, why would he insist on splitting up? I don't think to search quickly.
Hmm.
I mean, it could be to prevent escape if he was like, you stay here and cover...
I guess the one exit. But like,
yeah.
they could only cover so much ground. And I guess to avoid crossfires, like, he's worried that his partner would get shot, but that's what your partner's there for, is to help you. And you
Right.
should be trained enough to not.
Yeah.
So maybe the first two then. Because, yeah, crossfire, like, in theory, cops would be trained enough that that wouldn't be an issue.
I don't think it's search.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Oh, all right. Chopin must have wanted to split up so that they could cut off possible routes of escape. Yeah. Unless he had some other ulterior motive that we haven't discovered yet, but...
Yeah.
Perhaps I can shed some light on the late officer's actions.
With more speculation.
With some helpful theorizing. Capped off with hard evidence. Officer Chopin explicitly told his partner to stay behind, and the only reason he'd do that is if he thought it'd let them catch an escaping suspect.
Why would he think a suspect was escaping if he heard a noise upstairs?
He wouldn't. He'd only think a suspect was escaping if the noise he heard was... Oh. Oh, the dumpster.
Yeah, but then wouldn't he run upstairs?
Tank's gun. Oh, fire escape. Next crime scene to room below. Street ladder missing. Well, we know the dumpster was moved.
Yeah, that's true. We did.
But
why would that make him... Unless he thought someone was
helping?
going up it.
Or, yeah.
Like, using the dumpster to access the fire escape to go up. Because why would he run upstairs then? Why would he run to the third floor if he thought it was the dumpster is my question. Unless he thought they were... But then they would be... I don't know. That just seems strange to me, but maybe it'll explain it. Because it is the one thing moved, and it is very loud, as it says.
It talks about the noise, which is why...
Yeah. And he said talked about the... Wait, they talked about the sound upstairs, though. Right? And it wouldn't be upstairs. So the dumpster wouldn't be the noise then, right?
Let's look at the evidence quick and see what it says about the dumpster.
Yeah.
An industrial dumpster found in the alley just next to the crime scene. Incredibly heavy, yet still shows signs of having been moved recently. The lid makes a very unpleasant sound as uncovered by the lid. Did he land on it?
But that's still not upstairs. That's the thing that's throwing me, because they said specifically upstairs and they were inside on the first floor. So it would have had to be the fire escape or the gun.
I don't think he would have said it was a noise if it was the gun. I think he would have said it's gunshots.
They would have said a gun. I would agree.
I think he didn't know.
That's why I'm like, the only thing I can think of is the fire escape. But like, I'm gonna be fucking annoyed if it's the dumpster when they said upstairs.
What caused the noise he heard? This is the only thing that says it's loud.
That's what's frustrating. Like, I feel like it's either super misleading or it's trying to help us. And I hate both options when it says upstairs. Unless somehow there's no way somebody brought it upstairs.
One could only freely move back and forth between the 3rd floor room where the bodies were found and the 2nd floor room beneath it.
Which they could have heard a noise from either the 2nd or 3rd floor. Because they were on the 1st, I think.
Alright, well, I'm gonna look at his thing.
Go for it.
Huey Rogers, June 16th. Police officer, lower wards patrol. Like saltwater, rosemary, and graffiti art. Dislikes sand, marshmallows, and the lottery. Wakes up at 5:30 a.m. Can't stand mice, and he is easily upset. I'm glad we have that in his profile.
But not like how he might react if he's easily upset.
Found an alley under fire escape.
Like, it doesn't mean it can't be the dumpster, because I'm sure they can excuse away anything. But I would be fucking annoyed when they explicitly said upstairs. Because unless someone yeeted it from a window. How? They did also mention 2 thuds, but I think both were upstairs. I could be wrong about the second one, though.
Industrial dumpster. Incredibly heavy.
That's not the first one.
The lid makes an unpleasant sound.
None of these make sense unless he somehow doesn't know the fucking sound of a gunshot.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah. So
okay, he says no, the other sound was the heavy thud of the body, which would have been after.
Or that's what they assume.
Yeah. He heard a slam. I don't know. That sounds like a dumpster lid.
They did say it does. Why is it upstairs? I'm gonna crash out at the game. He was
moving a good bit faster than me right up until we got to the 2nd floor. We heard a loud slam.
If you're on the 2nd floor, you should not hear a loud slam above you if it's below you. I'm gonna crash out at the game because you're not wrong.
Here it's not saying that it was above. It just says it was loud.
It's saying above now.
Okay.
Unless we're like calling out Emma for getting it wrong.
I don't know. He gets all deadly serious and insists I stay, and he goes ahead up to the 3rd floor. So they're on the 2nd floor. They hear a slam, and he goes up to the 3rd floor. But yeah, so if he heard a slam, is he just assuming that it's up on the 3rd floor? Or
yeah, why would he?
Unless Chopin made that choice for a weird reason.
Yeah, like, and that's just like, great game. Thanks for like you're assuming.
Yeah, because then it says after Bakey yelled down to me saying everyone was dead, I should come join him. That's when I heard another heavy thud, and that's the body. So the slam happens first when they're on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, you're right. And then the thud is the 2nd one. And it did mention slamming the lid. So that makes sense. I'm just annoyed. I'm gonna be annoyed about it.
I'm trying to see. Okay, let me see the rest of what he
says. And I
says.
feel like I have extremely valid reasons to be annoyed about it.
This is the clock all over again.
I'm gonna be annoyed. That I don't care what reason it's gonna come up with after this. If there's a reason for him to go upstairs, we don't know that as the player right now. We have no reason to know why he would go upstairs if the slam was heard downstairs with the information they've given us, without literally us jumping to a conclusion without any context clues.
The only thing I can think is just that we can rule the other 2 out, maybe, because it wasn't a gunshot and there's no ladder. There's no ladder on the fire escape, so I don't know what like loud thud that would make.
Yeah, except for they should make a loud noise if you kick down a ladder and stuff, but I think
there is no ladder.
So right, so
And I don't know if that's why. It's so
No,
that
like,
you know to...
If it's elimination, process of elimination, that
That's
still
all I
enrages me because that's not what it... Like, it's not... I think you're right. I'm mad that that's the answer if so.
Okay.
Because
well,
it shouldn't be with what they've given us. And also her saying upstairs, because, like, Emma says upstairs as her last line. Misleading.
Okay. So, if you heard a noise at the crime scene, natural conclusion would be you're not alone. Yes. But if
Yes.
Chopin thought they weren't alone, why would he insist on splitting up? So they could
off
cut off
possible escape
possible routes of escape.
But then why wouldn't you go outside
If you heard the dumpster.
to find them? Yeah, like that's what is going to enrage
Unless-
me, that they're going to excuse that away of like, well, he knew something. It's like, okay, how are we supposed to know he knew something?
Unless it was so loud that they couldn't pinpoint. Like, I don't know if they just didn't pinpoint where it... What? Well,
Maybe.
we also know that it was moved. Was it in a different
Yeah.
spot? Is that important?
But how? Well, someone just yeeted it out the window.
No, I don't think they yeeted out the window. I just don't know.
I mean, everyone has mods. They could. But like,
well,
again, how are we supposed to know that when the marks look like it was dragged?
yeah.
Again, the context clues they've given us don't make us think this. I'm gonna be annoyed.
Right. I just don't know if the dumpster made a loud noise where it was and then the person moved it and they just like misjudged where the sound was coming from. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be something we don't know.
Perhaps I can check
Because with all the information we have, we can't know this.
Okay. So he told his partner to stay behind, and the only reason he'd do this is if he thought it'd let them catch an escaping suspect. Why would he think a suspect was escaping if he heard a noise upstairs?
Escaping to the third, or no, so they were on the second. He ran up to the third. So he was hoping that, what's his name, Rogers, would catch the suspect coming down the fire escape to the second floor. Because he knows. Again, that means he heard it on the third floor. I'm gonna crash out.
He wouldn't. He would only think a suspect was escaping if the noise he heard. Yeah, I don't. Unless
because then you would be like, okay, they're already gone and on the dumpster. Like, weird.
Unless he thought there was more than one. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I have no reason to believe it's the dumpster, except for the fact that everything else is trying to lead to it.
I don't think we should raise.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, this is just the only thing that it says is loud. Like, we know that it's loud.
Yeah, and they did say slam.
And they said slam.
Which can only be with that.
Yeah.
And I'm mad about it.
All right, well, let's see what happens. We spent so long on that. A noise that came from the alley. But why would he go upstairs?
Oh, no, it echoes off the walls. So he heard it from upstairs. I'm gonna crash out. Give me my reason.
What kind of noise would that be?
I'm Emma.
A noise like the one I was treated to when Detective London clumsily shut the dumpster out there.
Hey now, it left my ears ringing too, you know.
What are you even talking about?
I'm talking about an exit plan. In other words, how the real culprit managed to flee the scene.
How does a dumpster lid relate to some imaginary suspect's great escape?
1963, 172 minutes.
The only way to get from the third floor to the street, without going past the two cops clearing the building, would be by going down the fire escape and into the alley.
A fire escape that's broken?
So no one could climb up it, but anyone could jump from it onto the dumpster below. Then why would he go upstairs?
Yeah, you're not right. Why would he go upstairs then? And why did they say upstairs?
Yeah, or why wouldn't he have told his...
Why
wouldn't he have told the partner to, like...
go downstairs? Because they're on the second floor. Like, go downstairs, catch him in the alley.
Yeah,
and if he tries to backtrack, I'm upstairs. Like, you would do that.
I don't know why he went upstairs.
Oh, yeah. No.
Is she the Kool-Aid man?
She just kicks through a wall. I can kind of see it.
What? We need more explanation.
That must be a dead pixel you're seeing, Your Honor.
Damn.
Damn. Like, that's kind of savage.
And is it offensive?
Yeah. Good question.
Were there boot prints on top of the dumpster?
You're not asking the right question, Emma.
Yeah, we're still ignoring the fact that he went upstairs.
Yeah, why did he go upstairs? Unless he thought there were more people, like it was a group, but still,
that's not like splitting up wouldn't make sense then. What the fuck is Roger supposed to do?
I don't know. Well, that's unless it's like important to the murder somehow that we don't know yet.
Again, but with the information we have, this makes no sense. Like, fine, somebody can argue in the future that, sure, well, it all makes sense when you get this bit of information you don't have yet. That's not right. That's not how it should be.
Of course not.
Or they forgot and accidentally wrote it a little clunkily. I'd like to not think that.
I don't.
So there's no proof.
I just assume they probably have a reason for it. I'm just mad that it requires me to be fucking psychic.
I'm also trying to figure out why it was moved. Like, what does that have to do with? Because clearly that's important, but...
Right.
But yeah, if they heard the noise, then that would imply that the person already jumped.
Right.
So why would you go upstairs if they jumped down?
Yeah. Maybe we're too big brain. I don't know.
That's probably not it.
So there's no proof, no reason at all to think that anyone jumped out onto it. And no reason for us to entertain this train of thought.
Damn it, I've got nothing. Even if there had been damage to the dumpster, I could never prove it was caused by a fleeing culprit.
Adonai.
I'm thinking.
I know. But might this not possibly be the time for you to stop thinking? What? And instead, flip the go board like you've told me to do before?
You're horribly misquoting me. But Emma says there's no proof anyone fled the crime scene. But if there was proof of that, what would it look like? Proof that someone was in that room when the police first arrived, but not there when the police got to the 3rd floor. They would have had to take the fire escape if Rogers never saw them. And they couldn't have taken the fire escape without first opening the window. Are we saying that was the slam?
Again we didn't know. I'm gonna.
It's been bothering me since yesterday. I mean, we did know that the window is open, but I was sure those windows were closed when I left, but they've been open ever since the scene was secured. And I can't testify to that. It doesn't make sense that
it would make a slam opening it versus closing it, but whatever.
No, it definitely seems like it was the dumpster that made the noise.
Yeah.
But I mean, unless that is what it's trying to, and that's why he went upstairs. But also, you would think Rogers would have said, like, we heard a noise from.
Well, Rogers is lying out of his teeth no matter what, I think. But, you know, that's just because I cannot get off the idea that it's him. But.
Okay, I can't testify to that. The one time I know the truth and I want it to get out, but I can't admit it without screwing myself over.
Yeah. Adonai, any luck?
Pardon the interruption, Your Honor. I have no objections at this time.
Then the witness may continue.
Please do. But rewind a bit first, if you could, since we got off topic. And don't spare any detail. Tell the court exactly what you saw, felt, and heard that night.
Of course. The witness is a trained officer of our city's prestigious police force. He'll gladly recount every minutia for us. Line by line.
Like every detail? Especially the irrelevant ones. Sir, yes, sir.
I did get a little in my head just now. Better listen through his whole testimony at least once before I start looking for holes. Well, Morgan, that...
Okay.
It was a quiet night, but then my partner heard gunshots. We headed for the nearest known Orca hotspot and arrived to find the building dead quiet. Door was locked. I checked the alley, but didn't see another way in.
So presumably, Morgan left through the door then, and it locked behind her, because that's how the lock works.
Right.
So she says the window was closed, so she didn't go through the window. But whoever killed Chopin went through the window, which would mean that there's another person? Maybe?
There's either another person.
Or it was staged.
Or it was staged by Rogers.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the huntsman had, like, maybe there is some unexplained stuff, but I don't know. I really can't think it wasn't Roger. I just, I suspect a bitch. I'm sorry.
Also, if it is another person, I would assume we'd have more investigating to do outside of the courtroom.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah.
So Chopin shut off the lock through the handle and we entered.
Okay, so he destroyed the lock. Hold on a second. Oh, I can't look at my... I was going to look at the lock real quick just to...
Oh, yeah, it doesn't let you till we're done with him.
Morgan... How did Morgan get in? Do you remember?
They just walked her up.
Oh, did she knock?
I don't... She did, like, the password thing. We kind of failed at it. And then they, like, let us in because of... We said the right things or something. I don't know if we knocked or if we said something.
So she went through the main door. She didn't go through any
She went through the main door because what's his name let her through. And then told her to take off her mask and to take off her gloves. Okay. She didn't do any.
Okay.
And then brought her upstairs.
Okay.
Followed some kind of loud music up the stairs. Then there was a slam and my partner bolted up the stairs.
Wait a minute. So, I can't remember if the music was on or off when Morgan left. Do you remember?
I can't either. Like, I could go back and look, but I do not remember. I think she turned it on to kill them.
Yes. Did she leave it?
I can't remember if she did for what's his name.
I don't remember either, but that might be important. There was a slam and he bolted upstairs. Again, if the slam was the dumpster, why did he run upstairs?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Unless he had, again, knowledge we didn't have. But how the fuck are we supposed to know that?
I guess maybe if we press on Rogers on one of these, we'll get more.
Yeah.
We might get what we need. But anyway.
About a minute later, I heard a thud from upstairs and came running.
So that's Chopin's body.
Yeah.
According to him.
Yeah.
To find the defendant standing over my partner's dead body.
I don't know. This looks sus.
Yep.
This pose.
Oh, yeah.
His face.
Something stand out to you, Adonai?
Yeah, my ears pricked up a bit. She's like,
Oh, she's stuttering? Okay.
Yes.
The saying is perked up, is it not?
What? Let me focus.
Sound system, fire escape, front door.
Okay, let me just see what turns green.
Yeah.
Okay, not the first one. Or red, I guess. To find the building dead quiet. How is it quiet if you heard music?
But then you heard music. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
And we have the sound system. So, I mean, should we do that right away, do you think? Or should we just look through everything first?
We could look through everything and see.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Door was locked, which would be true. Because it locks after you when you leave. I checked the alley, but didn't see another way in. And it wouldn't be the fire escape because the fire escape had no ladder. So that's not... Okay, so Chopin shot off the lock through the door and we entered. Okay. Makes sense.
Did we see that it was damaged? I don't remember.
When we...
Like from a gunshot.
I can look at the evidence when we go to the other screen. Followed some kind of loud music up the stairs. Then there was a slam, and my partner bolted upstairs. Okay, so it's got to be the sound system. There's like a discrepancy.
Yeah.
About a minute later, I hear a thud from upstairs and came running. Well, we have nothing to disprove that. To find the defendant standing over my partner's dead body. Okay, nothing.
It sounds like quite the sensory overload, hearing it described in such detail.
All right, let me look at the lock. Front door. The front door entrance to the crime scene utilizes this physical lock and key mechanism designed to automatically lock behind you when leaving the building, which makes sense. It is currently damaged and non-functional, so that tracks.
Yeah.
Trey definitely had to unlock it to let me inside. I didn't think to see if it had locked behind me after I left. Well, it probably did.
Yeah, that
because that lines up, and then he shot it, so it makes sense that it's damaged and it doesn't work now. So I think that all tracks. I think it's the sound. I think it's it was dead quiet.
Yeah.
Because what does it say about the sound system? A sound system found at the scene of the crime, according to ARCS, the system was still playing music loudly by the time the crime scene text started scanning the environment. It really was giving me a headache when I turned it off. Didn't enjoy having to turn it back on before I left, just to leave no trace. So Morgan did turn it back on.
She did turn it on. Okay.
So that makes sense. But he says it was quiet, which doesn't track with that. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, it could have been very overwhelming. But the five senses are still bound by logic, and he is claiming something that contradicts the crime scene as we know it. All right.
Yeah.
So I would say this one and then present the sound system. Playing loudly at crime scene heard throughout the building. Wanna bet?
Hell yeah.
How could you have arrived to find the place dead quiet when there was a sound system blaring on the top floor?
The witness must not have heard the sound system. This is a noisy city, even in the lower wards,
Don't test me. But he did hear the music. He described it in his testimony just now. Yeah.
Followed some kind of loud music up the stairs.
So the building was dead quiet when you were outside, but you could hear music from the first floor?
Well, yeah. Heard the music pretty much as soon as we stepped inside.
Only after you stepped inside?
Yeah. Sturdy door, I guess. Your Honor, the witness has established that the front door was a very secure and tightly locked. I added an A in there. Don't worry about it. There's nothing strange about it, blocking out some amount of sound.
But it blocked out, like, all sound. Once the door was open, the music was booming.
The scene of the crime was a known Blue Blood property, yes?
Then how'd they hear the gunshots?
A safe house apartment complex of sorts, as I understand it. That's a great question. They must have made a number of modifications to the premises. That front door certainly looked like a newish addition. It would make sense that they would soundproof their hideout, right? But how did they hear the gunshots?
Yep.
Maybe they redid the windows too. Unless the gunshots are so loud that I don't know.
Or like but the window was closed too, so like
yeah. And the gunshots they heard were Morgan, and the window would have been closed and the sound system on.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't mind stating it plainly, Your Honor. That building has been thoroughly debugged, insulated, repainted, soundproofed.
I think soundproof.
I would think soundproofed. Because like it was repainted.
I love repainted and debugged, yeah. Like, what does either of those have to do with it?
That building has been thoroughly soundproofed, Your Honor. Yeah, but it doesn't explain the gunshots they heard.
Yeah, which I'm sure is like leading into that then, right?
Probably.
Do you think the building was soundproofed?
I know it was. I experienced it myself, stepping out of the lower wards and into its dingy nightclub vibe. That would explain what the witness experienced, wouldn't it?
Perhaps, but
But that wouldn't explain the building being dead quiet when they arrived. Not unless the window next to the sound system was closed. So the window was opened when they were inside. That implies another person. Then, unless he's lying.
Okay, yeah. Unless the whole testimony's a lie.
It could, which could be.
Yeah.
It could be that, but showed my hand a bit there. She knows what I'm gunning for.
Counselor. Asking the court to accept that the building happened to be soundproofed is not the flawless argument you're making it out to be. The window in question opens to the alley. Rogers could have easily missed the noise coming out of it.
Even though he already testified that he checked the alley before his partner shot the door open?
He might have merely neglected to mention that he heard music at the time.
Huh? Music in the alley? I would have noticed that kind of thing, right?
Fast on the uptake, this one.
I'm looking at this arcs from every angle I can, rotating cubes in my mind as fast my programming will allow. As fast my programming. And I'm still seeing a crime scene where the windows are open. What am I doing wrong? There's a trick to it. Try focusing on just a single cube first, once you've got the one spinning consistently.
Yes, Your Honor, the windows were found open. It's a contradiction.
The windows were closed when the officers arrived, but open by the time Rogers got to the 3rd floor. That means that someone must have opened them.
Someone not currently on trial, Your Honor.
You should stretch before attempting mental gymnastics that intense, Counselor.
I don't think it's that.
You claim the windows were originally closed and only opened at the last moment as some mystery individual fled down into the alley. But we know Creek was standing in front of those windows when he was shot.
So
Yeah, but they were killed a half hour apart.
yeah, and also I think we're just trying to prove that somebody jumped down to the dumpster, because that obviously couldn't have been Sasuke, and that would at least free him from this crime.
We don't know who it is, but it sure as hell ain't our client.
Yeah. Imagine if it was and that was the twist. He was lying.
Oh my god, wild. Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Wait. Yeah,
in one of these.
And we could see where his blood landed, on the sides of the windows that face into the room when open. If, as you claim, the windows were closed when he was shot, then his blood somehow ended up on the wrong side of the glass. Your theory is flawed. A far-flung fantasy with nothing other than Officer Rogers' poor hearing to support it. All the actual evidence shows that at the time of the murders, the windows were exactly as we found them, flung open.
Her logic isn't faulty, and I can't overturn it with any given piece of evidence. But I can point out the flaw in how she's presented her evidence. Thank you for the advice about taking full advantage of arcs, by the way. But trust me, there are some things that are best understood by visiting the crime scene in person.
What?
Helps keep you from getting flipped around.
I will say there's something about the voice I do for Emma that makes me yawn, and I don't know what it is.
Well, that's her personality. Found an alley under fire escape, very heavy, loud. Creek bled out, shot in the chest in front of the windows. Blood across the windows, fingerprints on handles, soundproof. Windows open in arcs, scene open by all officers. So we're just picking what has a flaw,
I guess. Why would his blood be on the wrong side of the glass?
I don't know.
Like, how do these windows open? What do you mean?
And we can see where his blood landed on the sides of the windows that face into the room when open.
We literally know they were closed when we killed him. Like, what do you mean, Emma? I don't understand that. But yeah, we can't say that without being like, I was there!
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, we know that's wrong, but I'm not sure how the fuck.
I can point out the flaw in how she's presented her evidence. Do they spin open?
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
I mean, maybe, because Morgan says helps you from getting flipped around.
Yeah.
Can we look at...
I just don't understand.
Do we have anything about the windows?
Oh, there.
So those, it looks like they slide open.
So I still don't understand what they mean.
You a shot here.
What does Morgan have to say at the bottom, too? Because I'm curious if she is like, but those bitches were closed.
All right. Windows at the scene of the crime, positioned behind Creek's desk, opens to the alley and the fire escape. Blood splatter across the windows has, through forensic analysis, been traced back to the shell, spraying blood and viscera behind him. Fingerprints on the handles match Creek and the rest of his pod. Well,
so no one else but them have touched it.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks like the blood spatter is on this side. Like, it looks like it was closed. He got shot. It splattered. And then people open.
Oh, that's what they mean. They open.
They open.
They open
they slide
that
open.
way. Oh, wait. Is it slide or is it, like, pulled open? Like a...
Oh, maybe.
Because they look like they're at an angle. Especially that back window.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Like, does it open like a door? Like, which is a weird way, but okay. I think that's
Phoenix
what maybe
Wright
they're
bullshit
trying to
right
get.
there.
That's what I think they mean.
So, but which one would it be? The window spatter? Fingerprints on handles. So I guess I would assume it would be the spatter because this one just says windows open in arcs. Scene open by all officers? It can't be
blood all over the windows when we knew they were closed. Like, how? Who just, like, took his blood and splattered it more against it to look like that? Just seems weird. There's a lot of weird things there. I'm sure it's going to be explained, but I think that's why she's saying the outside is because they open, like, a door, not like...
I guess so. But yeah, I think it's this one because it talks about the fingerprints on the handles.
Right.
And how they would open.
Yeah, that probably.
Whereas this one just says the windows open. This shows the blood and then the fingerprints on the handles. So I guess this one.
Yeah,
Apologies, Your Honor. I'm just confused. Why is Miss Rockford talking about these windows? Those windows. As if they swing open.
What are you talking about?
Oh, are we pointing out that that's silly?
Those windows don't swing into the room. They're pulled to the side.
Okay.
Well, that's what I thought.
So that's what we all thought, and we were so confused.
The whole time.
But also, that picture is a little misleading. It does look like they kind of open that way.
Okay.
Why is it on an angle? But okay.
What?
That seems dumb of you to miss that, Emma. But I guess, did Morgan imply that Emma didn't go to the crime scene and just looked at the arc? Because that seems not very thorough for Emma.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I don't think she would do that, so that's interesting.
Didn't you see the fingerprints they found on the handles? One look at that should tell you which side of the glass faces indoors. Funny, wasn't that in the arcs? I just think That's funny to me because I was like, yeah, I just assumed they slid open from the way they
like any
were
normal
presented.
window. Yeah. Oh, this is some very chic exterior design I'm seeing. Very wabi-sabi. So if the windows only slide parallel to the walls.
That was such a rookie mistake for Emma that it trips you up. Seriously, though.
Yeah.
Just like, wait a minute. Does the window, like, open weirdly?
Yeah.
Because I was like, it makes sense that the blood is there because you just slide the window open. But,
like, I'm sorry. Morgan, how did you lose repeatedly against Emma in the past? Because I have questions. It wouldn't matter whether they were open or shut when Creek was shot. The blood would always end up on the same side.
yeah. That's why it was so confusing because we're like, wait a minute. It couldn't have ended up on the other side. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Hey.
I like the thumbs down.
Yeah. I said I finally got the windows lined up right in the arcs. You didn't say that. At least, not aloud. Thank you for always listening, Sarah. Aw. But I said it just now, so whatever. Oh, never mind. Take it back.
What do you
Take
mean
back my
lined
aw.
up?
The blood spatter. No other. Looks a lot nicer now, doesn't it? Yeah, when it's closed.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
That is so inappropriate for an adjutant to do.
But it's gotten us all on the same page. We can all reasonably conclude that the windows were closed when Creek was shot at the very least.
I value Addie's need for facts, okay?
Yes. Though when they were next opened is something you'll fight over, I'm sure. Now, if this ARCS data could just tell me whether the windows were actually soundproof. I doubt the ARCS could simulate that accurately for you, Your Honor.
I didn't realize London was still here.
just
He's not
hanging
being cross-examined.
He's just vibing. But if we re-examine the scene for that specifically, it should be simple enough to...
Oh.
Emma's like, no.
Waste the court's time.
Yeah, because it would be against you.
No. You missed a simple thing, Emma. You have to just deal with it.
Yep.
Forgive me for repeating myself, Your Honor, but even if we prove conclusively that the windows were soundproof, the defense's argument still hinges entirely on the omission of one detail in the witness's testimony. Putting it another way, just because he didn't hear the music, that doesn't mean he couldn't hear the music because the soundproof windows were closed.
The devil's proof.
Yes, and you actually used it right this time.
I did my reading. Aw.
She's effectively conceded that the windows were soundproofed, but she's also shifted tactics, and it's a formation I don't recognize. That's to be expected. I'm no general. But I don't need Makoto here to tell me that war is deception. So how about a little misdirection? Listen up, Sarah. The important thing about the devil's proof is that it's always on our side.
The side of underdogs, lovers, and dreamers the world round.
The side of the defense, innocent until proven guilty. That's what makes the devil so infuriating for the prosecution. The people make a fair point, Your Honor. There really isn't any hard evidence for my fleeing suspect theory at the moment. But the people haven't disproven it either, have they? I forget the exact details, Your Honor, but all we need is a shadow of a doubt, right?
To overturn 5 dead bodies. The testimonies of 3 cops. And a room soaked to the floorboards in forensic evidence.
Yeah.
Not the stonks. Fenu. Have you lost your mind? Are you trying to piss off everyone here?
Yes. Come on, you don't hate my theory that much, do you?
I'm warming up to it.
Then I'll stick to the facts for now. At the time Rogers and Chopin arrived, the front door was locked. The music was still playing at the scene of the crime, even if Rogers didn't notice it until stepping inside. And at the moment Creek was shot, at least, we can be certain the soundproof windows behind him were closed.
Yes, those are the facts. Why are you restating them?
Because she's saying, why were the windows open when we went to the scene? Because there's something that's been bothering me. If we accept these as the facts, one part of the Honorable Officer Rogers' testimony makes no sense.
Headed towards the sound of the gunshots.
Yeah, we already talked about
closed.
that. Front door locked. That's not it.
Yeah.
Second floor, he heard noise. Chopin went to third. Rogers stayed on second. That
Still doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know if that's what they
I know. I'm not sure. Rogers
because
heard thump
that
from
has nothing to
above.
do with the soundproofing, though.
Drawn
Because they're
to-
already inside.
Right. Drawn to third floor. I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
Found stabbed in back with katana. Died instantly.
I think it has to be the window. The gunshots.
I would say so too, because we're talking about the soundproofing, and how would they have been alerted if it's soundproofed?
Yeah, I agree.
Which we already kind of were questioning that.
Yep.
All right. How could these two officers have set off in response to the sound of gunshots if the room was deafened at the time the gun was fired?
Now you go there?
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Wait, excuse me.
What are you talking about?
It's the very first thing you told us, officer. Your partner heard gunshots. But how is that possible?
But he said it. He said it. Even on the radio, he called it in. True enough. I can see it right here in the
True
police
enough.
network's database. 9:45 p.m. Officer Tariq Chopin reports shots fired.
9:45.
Didn't one of them start at like 9:44?
Okay, he died at about a half hour later. Almost 10:15.
I'm curious if it lines up when she used the gun.
$9:44 p.m. Tanks died.
So 9:45 is when he called it in. So unless it was a minute later that he reported the gunshot sound.
9:45.
But
for
we also
Trey.
shot. Okay, so but did we didn't shoot Trey. We only shot
Tanks.
and what's his name? Pompadour.
Creek. Yeah, he had the lacerations. So he heard gunshots.
Maybe Creek.
So
I mean, Creek got shot, but then died like a lot later.
So heard tanks, and then Creek. We don't have an official time of death, but it would have been around that time.
Yeah, I think tanks was
So
the
that's
first.
correct, time-wise.
Yeah.
So he did. And since we can't ask him to testify, we'll just have to take him at his word. But just to clarify, Officer Rogers, are you saying you never heard any gunshots yourself? Yeah. Are you saying that?
Well, I didn't have my head out the window like him, so...
Irrelevant.
Was he puking as you were driving?
Well, yeah, I mean, he did say he got car sick, but that's irrelevant if the building is soundproofed.
Yeah.
That's what you're trained to do, isn't it? Report anything you see or hear across the network?
Well, one report is usually sufficient.
But confirmation is always ideal, right? Yes or no, Officer Rogers?
I never heard any gunshots.
So, what the fuck?
Yep.
So, he didn't hear them, but he called that in? Why?
Yep.
How did he know then?
Hang on, are you really?
So you never heard a peep, but your partner, he somehow managed to waltz you both over to exactly where 4 vicious murders had been committed. That might also explain why he ran upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, he
knew something.
He knew something. Was he somehow involved with the Blue Bloods?
That's all I can think of.
Before anyone else got there?
I just drove where he pointed, so...
Counselor,
What?
you need to be very careful here.
Thank you for your concern, Miss Rockford. But don't forget, I hate losing.
Pardon?
I said, but don't forget to direct your comments to the bench.
You bring that up now.
Every cop in the room already thinks I'm a mob lawyer at this point. Compared to that, mocking the memory of the deceased is small time.
I feel like you're gonna say something shocking here, and I should stop you. But I won't. But I can't really stop you before you say it, so...
I'm just confused is all, Your Honor. How could Officer Chopin have possibly arrived at the scene of the crime when he couldn't have heard any gunshots? Unless he was asked to come there directly.
Oh, like he had an Evite?
Exactly. Yeah. Officer Chopin answered a distress call from the Blue Bloods.
Not the stonks. Tumult? Tell me, are these her usual tactics? Turning the entire city against her for no discernible reason? She's got valid points. No. Well, the first time we met, she did, technically.
Your Honor, the defense is completely out of line.
The gallery is pretty poorly behaved, too. You gonna rein this in, or should I?
Allow me. Tariq Chopin was an upstanding officer with no marks on his record. You say he was some kind of blue blood pod, but he had to break into their building in order to enter.
So?
And you have the gall to claim he answered a distress call when there's no panic button, no phone records to suggest what was ever sent.
True.
True. That's all you have to say after posthumously accusing the son of 2 city councilmen of being corrupted by blue blood pocket change?
It's a fair point. Chopin was the son of 2 city councilmen and by all accounts a dedicated police officer. He wouldn't work with the Blue Bloods without an unusually strong motive. The kind of thing that would make the headlines.
What are you?
Time to flex your media literacy. Choose and present the article that shows a motive for Chopin to work with the Blue Bloods. Remember, you can reread any articles you've collected this episode in your phone, but you already read them front to back, right? Well, we did, but it's been a minute.
But yeah, it's been a week or two. Damn. I don't fucking remember.
The election's coming up. A number of measures related to infrastructure, public works, and funding for city programs will be on the ballot. Petition for city council to commission cost analysis on public schooling. Last several
Would
decades.
this be an opportunity for me to run to the bathroom and grab water?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
For the last several decades, all education has been handled through private institutions, typically associated with one or more corporate benefactors. City Council will commission a study to evaluate the cost and feasibility of reintroducing direct public schooling. Funding of Atlas Pillar Rejuvenation Projects. Sponsored by Chopin. Voting aye on this measure will direct City Council to fund the renovation and reinforcement of multiple Atlas pillars around the lower wards, paid for by a % increase in sales tax within city limits. Atlas pillars act as stabilizing points for the city's canopy, super infrastructure, and house all the largest public transit elevators that allow foot traffic to seamlessly flow between the canopy and street level. The measure is generally viewed favorably by representatives from the lower wards who acknowledge that the necessary construction will be disruptive. Point to language of the proposition that guarantees easing of zoning restrictions. Okay, so Chopin sponsored the funding of the Atlas Pillar Rejuvenation Projects, and these pillars are going to be in the lower wards. So that's maybe an option. Sponsored by... Yeah, I don't think this is relevant. I don't think the school thing is relevant. Next month, the city will play host to one of the most competitive political conventions in recent memory. City has already approved a record high monthly budget for the police department, including fully unrestricted overtime for officers of all ranks, but a coalition of private security services, including White Adder, Fang, and Demico. Police press statement. Urging City Council to consider contracting their services ahead of the convention. Heartbreak was bad enough. Now we're hearing that cops are dying in the lower wards. When are city officials going to say enough is enough? We have the utmost respect for all first responders. None of us are blaming the hardworking police for these failures. How could they succeed when political insiders insist that they try to apprehend criminals with one hand tied behind their back? Our contracted forces have world-class training in crowd pacification, preemptive de-escalation, and enhanced interrogation tactics. Any of the subhuman scum who empathize with anarchists won't dare to leave their mother's basements. Once we can get our boots on the ground, that's a guarantee. City Council declined to comment. City population is expected to swell next month. Two weeks for a convention when the nominee was decided 2 years ago. It's a joke. We're the punchline. Footing the bill to pay cops to stand around outside parties full of thousands of do-nothing staffers and campaign managers. Okay, helium fuel. Helium-based fuel, one intended to replace hydrogen. Proteca filed a lawsuit alleging not only that Dr. Series failed in their responsibilities to protect their investment, but actually allowed the leak to occur. I don't think this is relevant. At least not right now. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Okay. Panic abounded last week on campus when the computer lab at Neurotechnica University was set ablaze in the early hours of the morning. Fire has officially been ruled as an accident. Fires and bombings recently reported as sweeping eastward across the nation, dubbed by some members of the press as work of the Witch of the West. The fuel one sounds like it might be for the next episode. Oh. Yeah, it could be. I don't think
Hi,
this
Vic.
is... Hi.
Hello.
I don't think this is relevant either. So, I think it is ballot propositions.
Okay.
Because so these two are like pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah.
But if you look here, this proposition was sponsored by Chopin and Chopin. And this is voting aye on this measure will direct City Council to fund the renovation and reinforcement of multiple Atlas pillars around the lower wards, paid for by a % increase in sales tax within city limits. The pillars act as stabilizing points for the city's canopy, super infrastructure, and house all the largest public transit elevators that allow foot traffic to seamlessly flow between the canopy and street level. The measure is generally viewed favorably by representatives from the lower wards who acknowledge that the necessary construction will be disruptive, but point to language in the proposition that guarantees easing of zoning restrictions around the pillars as vital to reducing unemployment in the target regions. Previous comparable proposals that renovated city pillars north of the park have been touted as successful examples. Studies have shown that poverty is down and citizen satisfaction is up in the surrounding areas. Some number of city council members representing uptown districts have voiced skepticism about these economic benefits. None have argued against the architectural reality of the canopy's need for additional structural reinforcement.
Okay.
It says property values in the lower wards can either skyrocket or even drop into the negative based on which pillars are rejuvenated, and the city is wary of disrupting the real estate market in the lower wards with rampant outsider-funded speculation. But they're backing that.
Yeah.
And it has to do with the lower wards.
Right.
Like all of these would, these pillars would be going around the lower wards. Because this one is about a convention, which does talk about like increasing the budget for the police department and giving overtime for police officers and stuff, but I think it's the ballot proposition because I think it has to do with like his family.
Yeah.
I think it's political.
That would make sense. Yeah, I think so too.
So. Okay. It's a bit tougher since some of these articles were read like a month ago. Yeah. That's why I wanted to go through them again because I didn't remember. Okay, so that was can you? Okay. Ballot measures. Renovating Atlas pillars. Yeah, that's... No. Pick the right one. There. Officer Chopin would never compromise his well-documented morals for anything less than an earth-shaking opportunity.
Yes, counselor, but his family is very well off. What could this earth-shaking opportunity possibly have been?
How about a donation to his parents?
What?
Sidebar for a moment.
What?
How are you all thinking about voting?
Don't get me started. I'm a political junkie.
What are you?
Sorry, on the ballot measures specifically.
Huh?
Am I the only one who sweats over this stuff? Maybe it's old-fashioned, but I was hoping to hear some diverse, nuanced opinions on Proposition 492.
Wait, but that's the...
Yeah, I think so, Great Destroyer. The Blue Bloods gave them donations to get the pillars built, is what she's implying. Because it did talk about how... Oh, geez. That's in the articles. It did talk about how it would... they'd be stabilizing points for the city's super infrastructure and house all the largest public transit elevators that would allow foot traffic to seamlessly flow between the canopy and street level. So it seems like it would benefit them.
Yeah.
And it also says that property values can either skyrocket or even drop into the negative based on which pillars are rejuvenated. So it could increase their property values.
Yeah.
And there was one other thing. There was one other thing that I was curious about, because it talks about construction being disruptive. And they talk about the door being new and maybe the soundproofing being new. And I wonder if because they knew that there was going to be construction, if this went through. And if that was why they were like,
preemptively.
they were preparing with the soundproofing. That's just
Yeah.
a thought I had. I don't know if that's relevant or true, but I just noticed that it did say the construction was disruptive. So could be why. All right. Funding of Atlas Pillar rejuvenation projects. I think it's a nice idea. Bringing prosperity to the lower wards, literal stability to everyone above them, and of course, the mother of all paydays to anyone lucky enough to own the land it'll require. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You mean... Ew.
Am I the only one who reads the news anymore? Wasn't counting on this being rhetorical, but who on the city council is sponsoring Proposition 492?
Chopin's parrots.
One last question, less rhetorical this time. This crime took place at a known blue blood property. So why was this found there? Oh, the red ink? Maybe? The classified documents? I can't imagine
that's all I
it's...
can think of.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's anything else because, like, everything else makes sense. So, red ink. Oh, wait. Maybe I should. Since I didn't for the last one. Highly confidential red ink documents were found underneath Chopin's corpse. I forgot that was there until that showed up.
Yeah.
They're almost entirely illegible by now, but you can still make out a reference. Yeah, that's right, because I did notice that when I read it before. That there's a reference to 492, so that makes sense. Well, same. So it wasn't just me, Great Destroyer. At least they give you options instead of being like, look through all your inventory. Which would be a lot. Or all of your evidence would be a lot. That struck me as odd.
Reinforcing the canopy. A state construction project that massive in the lower wards would mean.
Even the police can't keep a crime scene secure down there unless they're willing to play ball with the blues.
It'd have to get past the blue bloods.
Or through them with open arms and firm handshakes.
Just what the hell are you trying to say?
You're corrupt.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is, but...
Yeah.
Sorry, wasn't sure I actually had to spell it out, but it certainly looks like Patrol Officer Tariq Chopin was working with the Blue Blood Mafia to defraud the city.
Uh-oh. Stonks. Kaido? She said it. She said that.
What did you just say? Are you trying to piss off every cop and every politician in the city?
Sorry, I'll gladly retract my statement. That is, as soon as any cop or politician or a prosecutor can explain to the court how Tariq Chopin was able to arrive at the crime scene that night. When we all know damn well he never heard any gunshots.
It is a bit of a pickle. What have you got for us, witness? What? I don't know. He had good ears or something.
No.
Or good intuition or whatever.
Bullshit.
Your Honor, the simplest explanation is that Officer Chopin was tipped off by a CI that he neglected to inform his partner about.
Hey, Chopin wasn't.
A patrol officer with secret criminal informants that he'd hide from his own partner? That sounds horribly corrupt. And you called my comments inflammatory?
Corrupt? You've got brass all right.
Throw your wig.
Do it.
I'm waiting for
That's
the meltdown.
Real rich. I couldn't read that fast enough. Coming from a mob lawyer defending the Hound of Icaria. I was reading the broadcast. Big uh-oh.
Your Honor, the witness's last statement
Was a regrettable slip of the tongue. Frankly, his entire testimony has been less than ideal. And so,
I'd already snipped the jury's feed, but the crowd... Seriously, he's the Hound? But isn't the Hound that...
Oh boy.
Cop killing animals? Knew that whole house stank like shit. Watch what you say about a man's family, you.
or what? You'll stab us in the back too?
Sasuke.
But please calm down.
And shut up.
Bad apple. Hang the whole house with him.
Your Honor, these outbursts from the gallery are not ideal, but we need to focus on preventing.
It's not enough you butchered him like that. Animals.
You gotta pay this lawyer to spit on his grave too?
At least the Blue Bloods know their place. How dare you, while you pigs were colluding with Blue Bloods to rip off everyone in the lower wards. Better Blue Blood than the piss running in your veins. Damn.
Whoa. Sarah, hold him. She's like, I've wanted to hold him this whole time.
Yeah.
Stop him from doing anything
My
stupid
dream.
now.
Okay, that was fun, but now you've ruined it. You're all done. This court is now in recess. Bailiffs, clear the room.
It's not enough.
Nah, I'm not done talking. I want to speak.
Tell him, Rogers.
Tell him, Rogers.
This heat. Burn the house. Tension like a haze in the air. Rip him out by the roots. I like to think Mickey Mouse is somewhere in there. And on the back of my neck. And Dimitri is here too. Every last one of them.
Should have taken you out when I had the chance, you.
Bead of sweat and something that feels like... Oh.
Oh, shit.
What, he has a finger gun?
He has
a literal finger gun?
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Oh, is Sarah gonna take the hit?
Behind us. Get down. Oh, he's trying to save her. Buddy.
What am I reaching for? I don't even have my gun. Too slow anyway. Oh.
Damn, London.
He was ready.
He had to shoot another cop.
Oh,
London.
That's gonna be...
Is this Sasuke?
I would assume so by the color.
Yeah. Hey, are you okay? Are you hit? Sasuke, I am not injured.
The danger's gone. The heat of the moment replaced by the chill of a cold sweat on my lower back.
But why did you push me down? What? What do you mean, why? Why did I?
I take my time turning back to trace the bullet's trajectory. Vaguely, I'm aware of stomping feet as the crowd rushes to the exits, but the sound is far away.
Reflexes. Sorry.
Is that
this
London?
London?
I think it's
assume that's
London.
London. You all right there, ma'am?
I'm fine, detective.
It wasn't even gonna...
She was fine. I thought it was aimed at Sasuke.
That's what I thought too, and maybe it was, and then Sarah was gonna take the fall, and then he tried to protect her.
Yeah, that's what I
guess.
thought. Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Thank you.
Emma's fine, jeez. For a moment, I lock eyes with Detective Kasim London. In that instant, I recognize a nameless flickering across his face, cold and sharp like frostbitten furs. Recognize a nameless
expression?
Emotion? E-M-O-T-I-O-N? Maybe emotion? Maybe. Nameless. We don't need a word for it because we only ever see it once. At the very end. Okay.
Okay. Who is this? Who's
Is it that
purple?
kid?
The only...
I don't remember what...
He wasn't Makoto?
No. The kid that, like, texts Morgan.
Oh, Brett. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what color.
I don't know that they were purple, though.
Otherwise, I was thinking the, what do you call her? Morgue person? Mortuary?
Maybe.
Person?
I mean, she was
She's
purple.
like
Sato?
the only purple I can think. Sato, yeah.
Could be, or it could be someone we haven't met yet.
I'll just say I've taken 60 seconds to yell into the couch pillow, so I'm going to wait till we see them. Maybe now one of you could tell me what the hell happened out there. I don't... Are we not supposed to know who this is? Oh, it's the old... I forgot she existed. She hasn't been around since episode 1.
Who was this?
How did that
She's just like in charge of them, like their bosses. Or boss.
Didn't remember this person existed.
How did that man get into the courtroom, the building?
That is a
and
great
with
question.
A weapon like whatever the hell that was?
Oh, she's like the human judge. Yeah, I think
up in here.
I think you're right, Great Destroyer. I totally forgot about her because we haven't seen her at all this episode.
It was his own arm, Madam Burrows.
I'm sorry, but that's so funny. How do you get in here? How do you bring a weapon? He had finger guns,
his
ma'am.
body. He did have finger guns.
Okay, hold on. Let's look at her real quick. A superior judge of the higher circuit. Likes hot springs, cold beer, and warm tea. Dislikes waking up before her alarm. Cat person. I happen to be allergic. Mark answer is yes. Never forgets a password shorter than 10 characters. Favorite season is fall. Well, now we remembered that she existed. Will I forget that she exists by episode 3? Probably.
Yeah. Modded illegally at some literal chop shop.
I thought you were going to say...
Cop chop?
Nope. That's not it.
Oh.
I thought
I
was like, oh.
Much different.
Much, much different. Yes. So I would assume then that kind of, because he does say it's illegal. So I would assume that any kind of weapon, like an actual weapon mod, would probably be illegal in this universe.
Yeah.
I mean,
corrupt cop, okay.
Like, Sasuke has mods. That's what I thought. Ego. But Sasuke has mods that might make him physically stronger. But I don't think, like, he doesn't have any, you know.
It's not outright a weapon.
He doesn't have finger guns.
Finger guns.
So that is interesting. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know that we have heard anything about, like, illegal modded parts yet. So I wonder where the line is drawn. You know what I mean? Like, what is illegal and what's legal for a mod.
Yeah.
But at the same time, You would think they would have had like metal detectors.
But I guess everyone's modded, so like that's not necessarily.
Yeah, I know, but even still, it's like, well,
Some sort of scan to see what kind of mods?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think.
Fully prosthetic, but fairly low tech.
It might have been a blue blood and not a cop with the mod. Yeah, that could be Great Destroyer. Could be.
It uses a simple air intake system and projectiles made of enamel. Oh, so it's not even metal?
Yeah, I guess not.
Enamel, as in teeth?
What is this, existence?
Where on earth do these people?
It's a finger BB gun.
Doesn't trigger any metal detectors. Looks organic
Okay,
on the
well,
outside.
That answers my
well,
question.
Yep. But if you're aiming at flesh, it gets the job done.
And are metal detectors all that stand between a crazed gunman and the law of the land?
No, Your Honor. We're looking into it now. But we already found some discrepancies in the personnel files of the courthouse security team members. Ooh. He probably got his hands on a key card lost, bought, or stolen, and had it modified to get him in the building.
Great.
Love this.
Would that work?
It did.
I would say it would work.
It only needs to work once. This time, it did. I doubt he expected to leave alive, so. You ask me, we're lucky he's stuck with something more directed instead of an explosive.
An explosive of teeth. This is a nightmare. What am I supposed to do now?
Ego.
The jury must be horrified. I don't know how we could proceed.
As I recall, the adjutant cut their feed the moment Officer Rogers mentioned the Hound of Icaria, so they didn't actually see the shooting. And by the way, how does a patrol officer know that my client is the lead suspect in that case? Would anyone like to explain that to me?
Well,
You'd have to ask organized crime. But the mood around Rogers has been celebratory. I'd imagine there were plenty of cops eager to describe in detail what he'd achieved by catching Sasuke red-handed.
Do we think... So, do we think that they alerted... I'm trying to think when Creek would have alerted Chopin.
Yeah.
And how. Because Morgan was there. Unless...
His tablet?
Yeah, maybe his
Didn't they have Chopin's fingerprints on it too?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's how they did it. Because I was trying to think back to when that happened. But I wonder if the Blue Bloods were working with the cops and were like, hey, we have the Hound.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, maybe.
And then the cop, like, because then they would look really good for bringing him in. So I wonder if they were going to, like...
But why would he say gunshots?
No, I think the gunshots did happen, but I mean, I wonder if that was the plan. Like, I wonder if they were going to give him to the police then. You know what I mean? Not just, like,
maybe
kill him outright or anything. I wonder if they were going to, like, kind of cut a deal with the police so that they could bring him in, which would help their image.
Yeah.
Since they already had a relationship.
Right.
Allegedly.
There's no presumption of innocence in station locker rooms and cop bars, counselor.
Oh yeah, they did have a lot of speculation on why they actually bothered to take him. Exactly. So, because I don't know what all information he was really able to give. And even with the truth serum that they talked about, it said that it got him talking, but it didn't necessarily make him tell the truth. Like, it wasn't really super useful. So I wonder if the reason they took him alive was so that they could make a deal with the cops and give him to Chopin. And then Chopin was going to turn him in and get the credit. But since Chopin died, Rogers ended up being the one who did.
Yeah.
I mean, that would give Rogers maybe motive to kill Chopin to take that. But I don't know. It still very well could be a third party that we don't know yet who killed Chopin. But I do wonder if that's why they took him in to begin with, if there was some kind of deal they were going to make. So. Did you say this one?
Yes.
Okay.
So the OC department buys Rogers a round of drinks. And 24 hours later, I've got a shooter in my courtroom. Who was he?
The shooter's been ID'd as Bowen Bresson, low-level muscle in the Blue Blood Mafia.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Priors for possession, dealing, assault.
Attempted to carry out an assassination in a courtroom full of cops is quite the step up. Any connection to Creek's Pod?
Meh, older generation, different part of town. Not exactly thick as thieves.
So trying to execute Sasuke wasn't an act of revenge. He was given orders.
Yes, that's very interesting, but it's a job for the police to handle.
Well, it's still important.
Yeah.
Counselor Morgan, I assume you'll be filing for a mistrial?
About that. I feel it's in my client's best interest for the trial to continue.
What? A blue blood gunman just tried to shoot him. But the jury didn't see that. All they know right now is that they've been given a long lunch. You too.
The goal, Your Honor, as I've always understood it, is for a defense attorney to do what's best for their client. Right now, clearly, the Blue Blood Mafia is convinced my client killed 4 of their men. And every cop in the city thinks he killed Officer Chopin. If he walks on a mistrial, he won't be able to walk down the street without getting shanked. Sasuke Ikaria doesn't need a mistrial. He needs a media blackout.
I really hate that term. She's right, Your Honor. If the story spreads that the Blue Bloods tried to assassinate Sasuke, every juror in the city will assume he's guilty.
I am surprised that you care.
Yeah.
We won't be able to find anyone over the age of 10 who hasn't heard of him. Let alone put together 12 unbiased peers to judge him.
Unless she really just cares about, like, winning fairly, maybe?
Maybe.
Even if that's true, and even if it's possible. What you're asking for is... Detective, is the building still in lockdown?
Standard procedure says to keep it that way another half hour.
We would have to. The stands were full of police officers, and any one of them could.
Ambulance chasers will pay prime for a story this rich. Someone's gonna break rank.
We don't need the blackout to last forever. We just need it to be intimidating enough that the story doesn't leak until the trial's over.
Which will be when, exactly? We could finish tomorrow. There aren't that many witnesses left on the docket. Finished tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ugh. Fine. Yes, we'll have a blackout. A big, scary old blackout, like we're the shadowy masters of the universe.
Okay.
Happy.
Perfectly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, follow me. You'll need my authorization to activate the building's blanket protocols.
Right behind you, ma'am.
Surprised to be arguing for the same thing as you for once.
Thanks for not gagging from the effort.
Any other defense attorney in the city would have taken the mistrial. Dumped the hound of Icaria at some other idiot's doorstep and cashed their check.
Some other idiot, huh?
Or is it that you can't dump him? You under house arrest already?
I haven't felt threatened by them.
That could change fast if you fail them.
House Icaria are high society, haven't you heard? And I'm beneath their notice. I don't think they'd bother to axe me just for underperforming.
Sounds like exactly the kind of thing that high society types would do. Going this far for your client, though.
You know me. Defender of the weak, champion of the downtrodden. I'd go through a lot more than this to keep my face out of the papers. Hopefully when the story does eventually leak, the focus should be entirely on Sasuke. But if this means people start recognizing me, remembering me, Bo and Bresson will be glad London did him in one. Or in one, I guess implying that she would have made it a lot slower.
Probably because she was pissed about possibly hurting Sarah.
I don't think so. I think she's more worried about being recognized. Because
why
she
would
says,
he?
if this means people start recognizing me, remembering me, Bo and Bresson will be glad London did him in one. I'd twist the knife.
Because he made it such a big deal. Like, his attack makes it more memorable.
So she's afraid it might end up bringing attention to her face. I'd twist the knife slow as a second hand if he's... You okay?
Compared to you, I guess not. I've never seen anyone get shot before.
Oh. Right. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That was... Maybe I'm feeling jealous. I spent all this time poring over crime scenes and diagrams. Trying to get inside the head of heartbreak of all people and... Maybe I get it into my head that I'm some kind of unfeeling badass. Just to freeze up like a deer at the sight of actual violence. I'll need to get over that.
Do you? Do you need to get over it?
I have a responsibility.
A prosecutor isn't a hangman, Emma.
No. If a hangman does their job right, the next step so the subject's dead before the pain ever reaches their brain. If I do my job right, Sasuke Ikaria spends the rest of his life drooling on himself while Megs haggle over the property rights to his gray matter.
If you feel that bad about it, you could always recommend a lesser sentence.
That's just the thing. I've never felt bad about it at all. Runs in the family.
Oh, what does that imply? The way she whispered it in that half-stuttering sigh, I'm not sure she even heard it herself. What does that imply?
That she's had killers in her family, or people that just are...
Or that her family is very, like,
apathetic?
unfeeling and unemotional, and maybe we're towards her.
Yeah.
So, I feel like we should probably stop since we've, like, gone to a different area.
That makes sense.
And we, like, finished up at least this part of the trial.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll have any, like, investigation happening. Because we have to finish it tomorrow, or at least we said we were going to.
Right, like they're gonna finish it in this courtroom.
Yeah.
Unless like something again big happens, but yeah.
Right. But yeah, this feels like a good spot. Ooh, stop.
Yeah.
Did not expect an assassination attempt as a twist. Nope.
Yeah.
Probably got 2 streams left. Okay. Well, who knows? We take forever because we read everything out loud.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
who knows how long it'll end up taking. But yeah, it's a good place to stop. And we'll have to see where we go from here.
Yeah.
I guess, 'cause, you know, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know for sure if
I don't know
Rogers.
if the cop did it now, and I'm like, because I want to, really don't.
Yeah, it's hard to say at this point. We don't really have enough
Yeah.
evidence to prove he did it and it wasn't somebody else. But he
And
could
the
have been
fact
lying.
that obviously, yeah, but
Through
it
his
is
whole
kind of
testimony.
suggested that Chopin wasn't as innocent as everyone thought him to be too.
Yeah. It also seems like it seems like he is protective of Chopin as well. And like
Yeah. I mean,
is
that
trying to
could be an act, but
defend
yeah.
him. Yeah, it could be. But I don't know. It could be a
Hmm.
third party or it could be him and he's just a good liar. Because, you know, we've had that before in these games.
Yeah.
So it could go either way.
Jeez.
So we'll have to
Yeah.
play more. Feel like Rogers had to have staged the body at least, but the window is odd. Yeah, I'm wondering if he did stage the body. I'm not sure for what reason. But
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he was totally innocent.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't know if he's like I don't know if he's working with the Blue Bloods like Chopin was. You know what I mean? Like he might
Yeah.
not have known about that, but I don't know.
Right.
We need more evidence and information. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Very curious.
we'll be continuing next week.